Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Marilyn and my channel's Making with Marilyn. Now I do all things crafty, but on today's video, I'm going to use this little box that I got at the Dollar Tree store. I'm going to put it in my Glowforge and I'm going to try to engrave on the top of this. Now I'm going to a wedding tomorrow, leaving town tonight, and I've waited till the last minute to figure out the presentation for the little Visa gift card that we're going to give to them. Now I realize money's not a very personable gift, but I'm hoping that decorating this with their names will help that out. Now this is not an original idea, and I want to give credit to the man that I saw doing it, and his channel's name is SlikToys. So I will put a link to that in the description of my video so that you can check out his work. So before I put this in the Glowforge, I'm going to go ahead, use Inkscape, make my design real quickly, and then we'll see how this turns out. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting on? Go over there, click that subscribe button, and then tap the bell and select the all notifications so that YouTube lets you know anytime I upload new content. So before I go to the computer, I realized I needed to show you this. The maximum height that you can put in your Glowforge if you have the crumb tray in is a 1/2 inch. Well, this is larger than a 1/2 inch, or it's taller than a 1/2 inch. So to me, the easiest way to handle this is just put something that's thick, but not as thick as a crumb tray, under your material. And then as long as this extends less than a 1/2 inch below your crumb tray or above your crumb tray, then you're okay. I'm going to use the auto feature, so I don't really need to know how far it is from the crumb tray to the top of this. But if it requires me to put something in to begin with, I'm going to use an 1/8 inch. Alright, so I'm on the dashboard of my Glowforge, so let me go ahead and find my design and bring it in. So I'm going to click on upload, and the design is right here. Austin and Catherine, it's an SVG, so I'll say upload. Now it's going to bring it to the screen and you're going to see the bed of the Glowforge. Alright. Notice that I made it on a circle, and the circle that I made it on is slightly smaller than the lid of the box. So I have these grouped together. Now I did bring them in as separate layers so that I could ignore the circle, but they were grouped together in my design. So that's pretty close. Let me go ahead and try to move that over just a little bit to the right. We'll check that out. I think I'll go a little bit farther. Okay, we're going to call that good. Now, I need to turn on the fan, so it's going to get just a little bit loud in here. I also need to turn the Glowforge back on. Okay, so it's picked up my computer. It knows that I want to use it, and so first thing it's going to do is focus. And then the print head needs to get centered. Now, if you see the bright lights here, there is a light and a camera inside the Glowforge. It's on the bottom side of the lid. Usually the crumb tray's in there, and the crumb tray is black, so that absorbs a lot of that light, so you don't notice that. The base of the Glowforge is actually metal, so there's a lot of glare in there. Now I want to go down here and I want to click on Inner Settings, and I'm going to say Ignore. Alright, so for this one, I want it to engrave, and I'm going to go down here to the settings. I'm going to use a speed of 750 and a power of 25. Now the standard lines per inch, which is similar to the resolution of a photograph, is 225. Now this may be overkill, but this is a wedding present, so I want this to look really nice, so I'm going to bump that up to 340. That will make it where it takes longer to engrave, but hopefully it's worth it. And then notice right here, the focus height is on auto, so I don't have to worry about entering anything. So I'm going to say print. Now, this is going to take quite a while for just a cheap little Dollar Tree store box, but again, it's for a wedding. It's the first time I've done this project, so I'm willing to spend that extra time. Okay, now I skipped one step. Let me go back, say cancel print, and dismiss. What I should have done, let me turn this back on. Okay, what I should have done is I should have gone up here to these 3 dots and say set focus, and then focus right here in the middle. Now I tried to place my item right below the center camera, so maybe it won't shift at all, but I might need to move this around just a little bit. Okay, so you can see it is off now. So we'll highlight that again. That's better. So now I'm going back to this. I'll say ignore. I'm going to keep my settings here so I can click on print. And like I said, that is a very long time for a cheap little Dollar Tree store item, but this is what I'm going to try. Now my blue light's flashing, so I'll go ahead and press it and we'll watch this engrave. All right, now when I put the money card in, I have some of this stuff that you can also buy at the Dollar Tree store, and I want to show you. This is not the best size for a gift card. It's going to have to sit in there kind of slanted, and then I can put some of that on the top. They also have square ones, and I think they had a heart-shaped one. So if you're using this to put a gift card in, you probably want to buy one of the other ones. Now when I had this in the Glowforge, I had some tape just to make sure it wouldn't shift, because there is a decent amount of force and air movement in there, and I didn't want this to move, so I had it taped. I could have wedged it in there with some little pieces of wood or something, but this was just easier. And I just used washi tape because I didn't want it to stick so much that it'd pull some of the paper off this or the cookbook. So I am happy with how this turned out. I think that's a super cute presentation of this gift. Now, thank you so much for joining me today, and until my next video, bye-bye. And for the little Visa gift card that we're going to give to them. Now, I know money's impersonal. Impersonable? Impersonable?